Hi all, welcome to the final whistle. It's match preview time. It's the cup. Will Leicester City be up for the cup as the Foxes take on the Saddlers at the Poundland Bescot Stadium, better known as the Bescot Stadium? I'll be joined by Simon from Walsall Fan TV. He will be giving me an opposition view. We'll go through Walsall's season so far. We'll also talk about his manager, Michael Flynn, who will know Leicester City quite well in this sort of competition. Leicester fans, you might want to close your ears because I'm going to have to bring up the game with Simon regarding a certain team who knocked us out when he used to manage them. But yeah, join me for this match preview then. Get your comments in as always. Get your score predictions in as well. Remember to smash a like for me, hit a like for me, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, please go and do so. It'd be really much appreciated. And let's get this Walsall versus Leicester City match preview underway then, shall we? And I'll see you in just a minute. Hi all, welcome to the final whistle for another match preview then on the channel. We're going to talk about this weekend's FA Cup fourth round encounter with Walsall as Leicester travel to the West Midlands to take on Walsall at the Bescot Stadium. Firstly, before I invite Simon in, let's get your comments in. Hello Jack, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Tete to Leicester. Leicester look like they're on the verge of getting their second signing of the January window. And it's the man Tete. It's been a very complex deal, but Leon and Leicester have reached a deal for Tete. Tete moves closer to his move to Leicester City as he'll fly in tomorrow to complete his medical ahead of the move. And yeah, Tete looks a really good player. So that is news that's breaking, that Tete will have his medical tomorrow as he will fly to England. David, how are you, mate? Jed Spence. Who knows? Who knows how many players Leicester will be after? I believe it's all when they wear the shirt, not until yet. 9:15 for us. There we have it. Tete having a medical tomorrow. He is. Evening, great. How are you? We've signed Tete. It'll be the first Brazilian Leicester City player, I believe. So there's a difference. First Brazilian player, probably first of many. But yeah, Tete, fingers crossed the deal goes through and he completes his medical and nothing happens. You decided what you're doing Sunday yet? No. I will let you know, Joseph. I'll give you a call later on. But let's get my guest in then. Simon from Walsall Fan TV. Simon, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Very good. So tell me then, Simon, what do you do on Walsall Fan TV and where can everyone find you, mate?
Well, you can find us, Walsall Fan TV, YouTube. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and might even venture into TikTok.
TikTok as well.
We do match previews, instant match reactions, and match day vlogs, and obviously keeping Saddlers fans up to date with all the latest down at Walsall.
Yeah, any news on Suter? No, that one's gone quiet. I believe Leicester got a bid rejected for Suter of £10 million. Leicester are still in negotiations with Stoke, but we'll see where that one ends. But yeah, evening to Jamie the Jellyfish. Simon, Leicester versus Walsall then. Let's quickly look at Walsall. Nicknamed the Saddlers, manager Michael Flynn, league position 11th in Sky Bet League 2. You play at the Bescot Stadium. And talk to me, Simon, about your thoughts on your season so far, mate.
Well, last season we struggled big style. Mike Flynn came in and sort of steadied the ship, and this season things were starting to go better. The new owners, the Travella Group, coming in, are sort of supported Walsall, so they're not sort of scraping the barrel with every move we're trying to make, and that's made a big difference to us. But when they came in at the start of the season, Mickey Flynn was saying we're all in this together, and it really does feel like that. All the Walsall fans sort of gaining confidence that the club's moving in the right direction, and get us back up the leagues and into some better football. Obviously, our best position, or our regular position in the history, would be League One. But so we need to get back there as soon as possible. Hopefully this season, even though it's a bit of a stretch, and then maybe even Championship would be good. We're in 11th at the minute, but we do have 2 games in hand, and we're on a very good run. So if we can keep that up, we've won the 2 games in hand, that'll put us well placed within the playoffs. Big change for Walsall as super striker Danny Johnson, which we had off Mansfield on loan at the start of the season. We tried to get a deal done at the time, and they'd agreed a deal, and then at the last minute the chairman changed it and said, no, we'll just make it a loan. And then, of course, DJ, 15 goals in 30 games later.
Yep.
Obviously, Walsall want to keep him, but Mansfield, they want to put the price up for a player who's got 6 months left on his contract. And do they really want to sell him to Walsall when they're competing with us for a top 7 finish? So it's a difficult one, but we have made a good signing, Jamil Matt.
Yeah.
He's come in from Forest Green, and hopefully he'll replace the goals, but not tomorrow because he's cup tied, which will give you a big smile because he scored the first for Newport when they beat you, didn't they?
Here we go. We might as well just kick you off already, Simon, bringing that up. It's one that Leicester fans want to forget. Before we talk about Michael Flynn and Newport, talk to me about your January signings. You made a few signings. Talk to me about your window so far.
Well, I think Walsall ideally would have signed Danny Johnson to carry on, but that's, even though the Walsall fans are hoping that's still going to happen. Jamil Matt is an adequate replacement. He scored 63 goals in the last 4 years, so that's a regular scoring rate, and he's very comfortable in League 2, so he's a good one. Robbie Wilmot, I'm not sure how much you know about him.
Well, played for Newport as well, yeah. Yeah,
he's from Newport. He's on the interview, they said he's very good at crosses and set pieces, and it was like, yeah, we've heard that before. And then he came on against Stockport, and every time he got the ball, it was like, blooming heck, that's a proper cross, that is. So he's going to be really useful for us. We've also bought in Joe Lowe, who's a centre half from Bristol City, very young lad, but he's a big unit. And with Manny Monts suspended, he's likely to get the shout ahead of Oisin McKenty to play alongside Donovan Daniels. So that's a risk, a difficult one for Walsall, but I think he'll be all right in there. And we've also bought in a keeper. We've been
been busy.
Yeah. We've signing number 5. I don't think have I missed one yet. I don't know. The signing number 5, Jackson Smith. He's a 21-year-old keeper from Wolves.
Yep.
It's nice to have that tie-up with local clubs. And we've not really had that with Wolves. So this is a real good start, really. I think. We did talk yesterday and mentioned Josh Gordon that we had from Leicester.
Yeah,
and he did okay for us. He's now gone on to Barrow, and after a year of nothing, he's suddenly starting to not bang the goals in for him. So fun stuff.
So we get revenge on Mickey Flynn. There it is. Let's talk about Michael Flynn. He's doing all right for you lot since coming in from Newport. He knows Leicester well in this competition. He really knows Leicester well. Newport beat us 2-1. Matt and Patrick Hammond gave Newport the win over the Foxes. A goal from Rashid Gazelle. Michael Flynn will want to beat Leicester again. I just hope once is enough. I mean, we're going to talk about the game in a minute, but Michael Flynn's doing wonders for you, isn't he, Simon, this season and that, since he's come in?
Yeah, I think he's a very likeable guy. He's a very good, likeable guy. He's very honest, very straightforward. I think that the previous manager we had he sort of said all the right things, but I mean, it seemed a bit guarded. Mike Flynn, I don't think he's capable of hiding anything, really. He just says what he thinks. It'd be ideal for that catchphrase program, wouldn't he? That's it. And the thing is, he's one of those salt of the earth, sort of straightforward, Sean Dyche kind of managers. So everybody knows what's expected of him, and he makes sure they deliver what he wants. So we're really happy with him. He did have a wobble. We went 13 games without a win, and on our channel we had some of the regular fans on, and we were talking about whether it was time to make a change, and it was all wholeheartedly we all agreed that Mick Flynn is doing everything that we want him to do. You just got to hold steady and wait for it to turn, and it did, and we've done brilliant since.
Yep. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream so far, go and hit a like, subscribe to the channel, go and check out Simon at Walsall Fan TV as well. Go and hit him subscribe. If you're a neutral and you just love football, go over and pop over to Simon's channel and go and hit the subscribe button to him. Let's have a look. We've got Danny in the chat. I have Sky Sports on now. And Madder's 60 million plus add-ons agreed.
Oh,
is it? Or you pulling my leg? I've not looked at the transfer since I've started this, so I don't know. I think he's pulling my leg.
Possibly Dan might do that.
Yeah. Obviously, Newcastle are after James Maddison, aren't they? So I don't think Maddison will leave this January. Though. I think it'll be more into the summer.
He's injured. He's injured. He's not going to sign for somebody while he's injured, surely.
He came back at Brighton.
Of course he did. Yeah,
he came on, and he's just got to get back up to scratch and sharpness and fitness. You know what it's like when you've had a knee injury and that. You just got to get into it again and get yourself back to how you was playing before. Simon, let's move on to the big game then. It's the West Midlands versus the East Midlands. It's Walsall versus Leicester at the Bescot Stadium. Let's have a look at the head-to-head stats. Played 19. You beat us 3 times. We beat you 12 times. Drawn 4 between both sides. And the last time you beat us was in the FA Cup, 1-0. And I believe when I was watching on the telly earlier that the same day in 1978 is going to be the same day we will be playing you this weekend, the same date, but just different years. So that was the last time you beat us 1-0 in the FA Cup meeting in 1978 in the FA Cup 1-0. Do you remember much about it, Simon?
Not really. I'm not as old as I look, perhaps. No, I don't recall that. I started supporting them in 1981.
So just 3 years shy then of...
Yeah, just 3 years after that.
The last time we played you, which you will remember, was in 2009. A 4-1 win for the Foxes, which turned into a snowball fight after the game. Steve Howard scored, Matty Fryer, Andy King, and I forgot the other goal scorer. But yeah, that was the last time we played you 14 years ago. It's 14 years in the making, isn't it, Simon, this one?
Yeah. That's it. We're feeling old now. The thing is, this kind of a game, obviously, Leicester are very clear favourites and they're expected to win comfortably.
Yeah.
From Walsall's point of view, it's a great day. I just hope Walsall show up and perform well. If Walsall sort of make a good fight of it, really, I think that's probably what we're looking for. That's what we want. And as I said on yesterday, if Walsall get a goal, I'll be very happy. And if it's a goal for Walsall and no concessions, that'll be even better. Terence, I normally have vodka and Coke, but this is just Dr. Pepper, believe it or not.
Fascinating. Simon, what was your actual thoughts on the draw? I mean, is it something that Walsall are going to relish this one?
Well, to be honest, when in the second round, we were at home to Carlisle, which was another rubbish draw, really.
Yeah.
And we were 1 down, and then managed to turn it round in the last sort of 10 minutes of the game, equalised, then grabbed the winner in the last minute. And then we were thinking, third round, excellent, big tie, big classy tie. And then we got drawn away to Stockport, who were one of the form teams in the League Two. And it was like blooming heck. And then just before the game, we played them in the league and they beat us at home, absolutely slaughtered us. And it was like, oh, no, this is all over. But then at their place in the third round, we really did much better. And we managed to get the win with the Danny Johnson goal, which was...
Danny Johnson.
Nice. Yeah.
You talked about this tie on your channel yesterday, David versus Goliath.
Yeah.
It's a big tie for you lot, this one, isn't it? And it's one that you want to scalp a Premier League side, don't you, Simon? You'll go toe-to-toe with Leicester in this one, won't you? You'll obviously go to battle with Leicester on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be one of the... It'd be like a derby match, really. Sort of full of blood and guts.
Battle of the Midlands.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Battle of the Midlands. Yeah. So I think whenever a lower league team plays a Premier League team, it's never a pretty encounter. It's always going to be a bit of a fight, really.
Yeah.
If Walsall sit off, then you'll pick off and come through us very comfortably. So we've got to go at you and try and, as you say, try and get the scalp. But then you possibly get hit on the break and that sort of stuff, which Leicester were very good at, weren't they, before?
Yeah, we only beat Gillingham 1-0, though, Simon, in the last round.
I saw most of that. And I was amazed that Gillingham held out for as long as they did. Because Gillingham, at that point, were like bottom of League Two. They've only scored 6 goals in 24. And it was like, why aren't Leicester absolutely battering these?
It's the kind of a situation, Simon, where you can't overlook your opponent, no matter where they are or what league they're in. The FA Cup's anybody's. It's the magic of the FA Cup. It's the better who's on their day. I mean, Gillingham made it difficult for Leicester in the last round. But we just nicked it. And if Gillingham would have had a striker, they'd have probably got a goal. But Leicester, how do I put it? We went 1-0 up. Gillingham still had chances. They threw the kitchen sink at us, but we just managed to defend our lead. Obviously, 1-0 doesn't always save your games, does it, Simon, when you're winning a game 1-0? It's one of them. The man himself, Iheanacho, 16 goals in his last 22 FA Cup appearances. We obviously talked about Jermaine Beckford being the man of the FA Cup. We look at it now, Iheanacho, 6 goals in his last 6. FA Cup games for Leicester. And, yeah, he's a man who will look to go and feast on Walsall, shall I put it. He'll look to score more goals. He'll want to add to that record. Is he someone you're looking to keep out on Saturday, Simon?
Absolutely. Iheanacho, he's sort of he's that strong, powerful centre forward, isn't he? A bit like the almost a bit like the Lukaku and that kind of guy that can score from anywhere and with his head, his feet, or run past you, shoot from distance. He can do all sorts. And as we were discussing yesterday, comparing to the talents Walsall have got, it's sort of it's a laughable exchange. Hence the David and Goliath thing. But as you say, it's that slingshot, isn't it? Yeah. That one slingshot, whether that can do it.
It's a game. How Dan puts it, we've got nothing to lose. Well, Walsall haven't.
That's right, yeah.
So right. if you played well and lost, then you can say you had nothing to lose in that game. On paper, Walsall are not expected to win. Leicester are obviously going to be big favourites going into the game. Dan says again, if you think you're coming here and getting an easy tie, then you're mistaken. No Leicester fan in any mind will think Walsall will be a walk in the park. It's going to be a tough game. It always is against lower league opposition. And I'm expecting a tough game from Walsall on Saturday. And it's going to be an interesting game. It'll be a fight to the finish. And I think both teams will leave it out on the pitch. But something Walsall have got is a striker. And they'll look to hit us with pace, won't they, Simon, if we're to play someone like Bescot? And I guess that's something we elaborated yesterday on your channel.
If we play with Douglas James Taylor up front, if not, I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Knowles moves back up top, because he's got good quick feet, very light on his feet and quite quick. So he could spring a surprise, perhaps.
What's your thoughts on Leicester, Simon? I mean, looking in from us this season, I think from probably most people that follow the Premier League, I think people are in shock at how Leicester are down the bottom end. Yeah.
Because I was expecting Leicester to be sort of like between 10th and 6th, really. So it's a big shock that they're down. I think as we had a really good chat yesterday, talking about the players that have moved on, sort of such as Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah.
That was that's affected you
He's
quite
a big
lot,
miss still. Yeah.
And as you say, Vardy, the effectiveness of Vardy is diminishing. He's using other elements rather than just his pace now. So that's interesting one.
It is. Leicester in the summer didn't replace Schmeichel, really. And, we gave Danny Ward a chance because we did. I don't feel we had the money to go out and buy a top-class goalkeeper. Leicester didn't replace Fofana. We bought him wild fast for £15 million. Leicester were like, who? Who's that? They didn't know nothing about him. I mean, when you sign players from like the Ligue 1 and the Serie A, if you don't watch that sort of football as well as the Premier League, you don't know who they are and what they're about. But then they brought in Alex Smithies and Leicester's like, why are you bringing in a championship goalkeeper? But I expected Kasper Schmeichel to be replaced, not going to lie. But Danny Ward hasn't really had the appearances for Leicester. He's had injuries and that. But yeah, I thought we'd bring in someone better. But we're obviously stuck with Danny Ward potentially till the summer because Leicester are looking in for another goalkeeper. But we'll see what happens. But where Leicester are at the minute, Simon, things have gone downwards rather than upwards for us, and it's hit us in the form that we've been in. Obviously, before the World Cup, we was in good form, beating West Ham, Everton, Wolves. But then we talked about it, didn't we, Simon, on your channel, that they're teams who's already in that relegation battle themselves. They're teams that Leicester should go out and beat if they are to get out of the relegation battle.
Well, I think Leicester at the moment, they're just 1 point above the bottom three. Wolves have really sort of turned the corner. So they're possibly going to be coming past Leicester unless Leicester pick up. So they've got to be careful. And of course, when you're lower down in the table, people are less inclined to want to come to you.
They are.
And that's another challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've had like key injuries this season. Madison, Dewsbury Hall, Ricardo's been injured again. James Justin's been injured again. He's thinking, when is this injury crisis going to end? We've had it for the last 3 seasons now, this injury crisis, and it don't seem to be getting any better. And I think that's what's hit us as well, losing crucial player like Madison, one of the best creators in the Premier League, scores and assists records good, one of the best.
He's a big lot. He's a big miss for you. It's funny, Walsall had a similar thing. We bought in quite a few signings at the start of the season, but just at the end of last season, I think our highest earner, Connor Wilkinson, tore his ACL, and then our most experienced CDM, Josh Labadie, he tore his ACL as well. So that was 2 major players and a big part of the budget, sort of out the window. And then Joe Riley was a player we'd bought in, was one of our key signings. And then he had a foot injury. He played some pre-season, and then he's not played yet this season. He might get a place on the bench. He's sort of getting close to fitness now. But it'd be good to see him get some minutes on the pitch if he's finally fit. So we've had a fair share of injuries as well.
Yeah. Simon, we're going to move on to starting 11, mate. I've got my starting 11 here, but I'll talk about it afterwards. Talk to me about yours, Simon. What 11 are you going to put out against Leicester then?
I think Owen Evans is almost certainly going to start in goal.
Yeah.
And until today, we only had one keeper, so that was sorted that out. When we were talking yesterday, I was talking about a 3-5-2, but it is possible we might sort of go more solid at the back and go 4-3-3. If we did go that way, probably have Hayden White on the right side. He's good in a right side of a back three, and he's also quite good going forward. So that's an interesting one for them. Left back would be Liam Gordon, who's our regular left wing back, and then Donovan Daniels, and Joe Lowe. Joe Lowe, he's the risky one.
Yeah.
In the middle, Brandon Comley or Kinsella and Maddox, and then Hutch probably on the left-hand side, probably make us a bit more stable. And then up front, I think Tom Knowles could very well move further forward again and be feeding off Andy Williams. And then Wilmot, with his crossing ability, maybe he'll get a start as well. Be either him or DJT. I prefer to see DJT for his pace, to be honest. But that set-piece delivery from Wilmot is interesting.
Yep. Here's my Leicester lineup. I've gone for Iverson in goal. Lewis Brunt, Soyuncu, Yannick Vestergaard, Victor Christensen. I think he'll play this weekend after signing from Copenhagen. So he'll want to get right into the thick of things against Walsall. Get a real good taste of English football ahead of his debut in the Premier League. Papi Mendy, Yuri Tillemans, James Madison, and then I think we'll have a front three of Albrighton, Kelechi Iheanacho, and Ayose Perez. What do you think to that team, Simon?
I was just thinking, actually, Madison, was Madison in the Gillingham game?
No, he was injured.
Got you. Okay. It looks a very strong lineup, and Madison coming back to fitness. Obviously, let's hope nobody on the Walsall team injures him again. But I mean,
I hope not.
If him and Tielemans, that's quite scary, really. You should play some of the young players. Play some of your under 19s.
He won't play Nacho, Jack. I don't know. That's just
Get
a
some of your
predicted lineup.
Get some of your young ones playing instead.
That's what you'll be hoping for, Simon. An easy pass through to the 5th round.
Yeah. You can keep Danny Ward in goal, but I mean, some of the who would you say has been what's the main culprit? The main situation where Leicester have been losing goals in? What would you say? Those defensive errors or keeper?
It's the defence. But then we talk about the defence. The whole team hasn't been playing great. We've not really been scoring enough goals. The strikers are not scoring really in the Premier League this season. Iheanacho, when given the chance, Daka, Vardy. The most goals are coming from like Barnes, Tielemans, Maddison.
Yeah, Harvey Barnes, he's a decent player as well, isn't he?
Maddison's our top scorer, I believe. Yeah. So Harvey Barnes, you're known for his time at West Brom.
Yeah.
So he'll have an eye on Walsall on Saturday. So he'll want to get one against a West Midlands side. So I think he'll relish the test if he is to play tomorrow. But Harvey Barnes can be there in about. He scores goals. He's got a good record. I believe if you put him and Saka together in the appearances made, Barnes has scored more goals than Bukayo Saka in the overall. But Saka's made 3 more appearances than Harvey Barnes. So it remains to be seen. Simon, the last one then. Score prediction, mate.
I'm going for 5. No. 1-0. 1-0 Walsall would do me very nicely indeed.
Yeah.
Tommy Knowles to grab a special goal. Could easily go the other way and be 3 or 4-0 to you guys. But it depends. A big thing for me is Joe Lowe, how he copes with it.
Yeah.
Because that's a really big game for him. So could go well, could go bad. I don't know. So one of them. I think you said 3-0, didn't you, yesterday?
Yeah, I'm going to stick my 3-0 result. I think Walsall will put up a fight against Leicester, but I just think we'll have a bit too much for them. But I think Walsall will fight us to the finish. But we've just got to take our chances. I think that's what it is with Leicester. We've got to really be lethal in front of goal tomorrow. If we miss any chances, then say Walsall get an opportunity in front of goal and put it away, then you're thinking, what's actually happening here? This ain't the way it's supposed to go. Like these other big teams think, like Man City and that.
I'll tell you Walsall's game plan.
Yeah, go on.
We'll be looking to keep it tight first half.
Yeah,
and then we'll make some changes and sort of go for your second half. That's what I think.
There we are then.
But so if it all goes pear-shaped in the first 15 minutes, that'll go out the window.
Right, Simon. Thank you for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, it's been a good game, I'm sure.
Leicester fans will obviously want to know where the pubs will be tomorrow, travelling down from the East Midlands. Where will the pub, Simon, where Leicester fans can go, mate?
To be honest, I'm not the guy for that. I'll tell you where I'll be. We normally go before the match, but we're going after the match. We're going to Smash Burger.
Yeah,
that's just over the motorway off over Junction 9. Smash Burger. We'll be in there after the match. Walsall Fan TV 20, WFTV 20. You'll get you 20% off. So if anybody wants to come in for a post-match chat, as long as you're not rubbing it in too much, that'll be okay. But
you could be rubbing it into us, Simon. It could be the other way around, mate.
Possibly. I don't drink. I don't drink when I'm driving around the ground and that sort of stuff. So I don't drink. So I don't normally frequent the pubs there.
Yeah, but Simon, thank you again for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure. Good luck to Walsall after Saturday, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, hopefully we get back into League One, and hopefully you guys stay in the Prem, which I'd expect so.
We'll see. Cheers, Simon.
Good one. Cheers, mate.
That was Simon from Walsall Fan TV. Walking distance for ground, Simon. But yeah, thank you to Simon for coming on. He was a good guest tonight, giving us an insight into Walsall and what to expect from the Saddlers ahead of the big FA Cup fourth round encounter with them at the Bescot Stadium. But guys, if you've enjoyed the stream tonight, please hit a like on it for me. It'd be really much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already. Please go and do so. Go and check out all our content. We do match previews, match reviews, match day vlogs, watch-alongs, and all that. So if you love your football, then this is the channel for you. So go and hit us up at the Final Whistle. Go and follow us on the socials at TFWhistle_ on the Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you can find us. Please go and do so. Hello, Walsall fan here. Good luck. Hopefully, it's a good game. Lewis, if you can hit the subscribe button, mate, it'd be appreciated. There'll be a match day vlog on the channel tomorrow afternoon. So go and check it out, mate. Sorted Jack, BBC iPlayer if you ain't going yet. The BBC red button. If you're not going to the game, hit the red button on the BBC. And it's also on the BBC iPlayer, as LCFC Grace mentioned. So if you've got me at the game, then there's ways to watch it. But yeah, what's coming up on the Final Whistle then? So, all things Leicester City with Ben Jacobs on Monday. We'll be talking all things Leicester with Ben. We'll also be talking about the transfer news. He'll be talking about Leicester, about what we could expect ahead of deadline day. Will there be any more signings? We'll be asking Ben all about that. We'll be talking about the season as a whole. But yeah, we've got Ben Jacobs on Monday night. So if you can join us for that at 7 o'clock on Monday, that'd be really much appreciated. But we've got the match day vlog coming out tomorrow after the game. We've got the match review to do as well. Premier League predictions will be back next week as the Premier League returns. And we've also got an Aston Villa versus Leicester match preview as Leicester take on Villa at Villa Park. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, Blue Army. Yeah, hopefully see you tomorrow, Jack. Hopefully, if you come and see me tomorrow, come and give us your predictions. I'll be outside the ground, so come and give me your predictions ahead of the game. And yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed we get through. But can't wait for Tete. It's Tete time, Leicester fans. So hopefully he'll be a good player when he does sign. And let's get behind him. Up the Foxes. And catch you all later. Bye-bye for now, everyone. Take care.